All right. I'll see how long I can last today. I'm normally getting through 3 or 4 bags for a live stream, and there's 17 bags total. I'm on bag 10, so might get through 12 or 13 today. Depends. I'm off today, but I have to work tomorrow, so I'll have to go to bed early. But again, bag 10. All right. In case you're new, this is what we have so far. I don't put stickers on, so there's some areas here supposed to have stickers. I'm not going to mess with it. I am missing something. Don't tell me. I know I didn't drop anything on the floor. Alright, so let's dig into the bag of leftover parts from other sets. I need a black 1x2 plate. And I don't see any. I have jumpers. I have brown. I have white. I have 1x1 plates. You just get into this and then all of a sudden you're missing a tiny part. I'm pretty sure I did not drop this one. I guess I shouldn't have emptied the whole bag. That's part of this one. There's a white one. Something fell on the floor. Yeah, it's really annoying. So I'll use the 1x1. I don't, Marty, come on, boy, lay down. I don't think it's going to be seen. Marty, calm down. But so far, this is the second piece that I'm missing. Okay, now. All right. All that technique brick. Marty, stop it. I have an open space here, and I don't know why. I think because I used the wrong, that's where I screwed up. Okay. That's why I can't find it. I used the wrong part. All right, so I'm not missing this 1x2 plate. I used the wrong part when I put the those grills in right here. So they required a jumper, which gives extra space. And now I have to now that's got it. Okay, that's where I screwed up. Marty. What's wrong, boy? Oh, I see. Okay. This has got to go underneath here. That's fine. That's what's not holding. Okay. Oh, shoot. Okay, that buttons all that up. I guess these are the seat backs. Marty, you had been outside, I don't know how many times. Since I came home, you've been outside 3 times. I don't know what it is I could do for you. All right, this piece is supposed to get a sticker on it. For the fire extinguisher. I think that's what this is, fire extinguisher. All right, these are supposed to get stickers on them for the bat symbol. Let's see if I can get it. On the doors. I could always put those on later, but I'm not doing it. So. All right, so the doors are on, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not doing the stickers for it. I would have hoped they would have been print pieces, but no luck. right. I have this left over. Where did I not put that? I don't see where this goes. I am. It's weird. I think this came in there. I didn't see where that went. I don't know. What? Interesting. Maybe it got in there by mistake. Small pieces, I understand having extras. Moving on to bag 11. And I need to do something real quick. I think I'm just going to do this bag, and then that'll be it for today. It's been a long day for me. Well, never say never. Let's see what the next bag holds. This bag's going to build the seats, so this could be a little tedious. Alexa, play 12:10 a.m.
1210 WPHT from Odyssey. Bet365 is paying up before the final whistle.
Check out Bet365's unrivaled early payout offer. You bet on a team to win and they take a 17-point lead, you get paid no matter the final score. Forget the final whistle and start counting that cash. Hold up, you can early payout on parlays too.
Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply.
In terms of just general government, what is the most ridiculous waste you've experienced in general government? Because I think I've stumbled into the one I will nominate. I'll share it with you tomorrow. So think about it. You've got time. And I also, did you like Democrats say the darndest things? Were you digging that?
I loved it.
I was going to say it's radio. You have to speak. Matt's nodding his head like. I was like, is he going to say something that people listening to?
No, well, I wasn't sure if it was rhetorical or not because I know that you loved it, right? It was your idea. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
The WooTube liked it.
The WooTube seemed to enjoy it. Okay, so we'll tee that. I'm going to give you one more because I think maybe two because I think I have one or two more. Let's tee it up again here.
Democrats say the darndest things. Are you serious? right now.
We are. We are.
Things. They make me laugh, they make me smile, I swear. Sometimes I cry.
Yes, Democrats say the darndest things. Democrats like Chuck Schumer. Perhaps you've heard of him, Dr. Rooney. You've heard of this Schumer guy?
Once or twice.
He was at the Center for American Progress over the weekend and said this.
If you look at the budget actually we're working on right now, and we'll have the T-HUD budget, transportation and HUD budget, we restore most of the cuts and even go higher than previous years on many of the programs that Doge slashed. When I met our nominee for HUD secretary, then he was nominee, talked a nice game, but he doesn't seem to have the clout to make those views prevail over the Doge people, over the cut people.
So Chuck Schumer is saying that if Democrats gain control of Congress, they're not just going to get rid of Doge, they're going to reverse all of the cuts made. They want to spend all the money that we know was wasted money. They absolutely want to foist it on us. But he's not the worst. On the other side, over in the House, Hakeem Jeffries, he's saying if and when Democrats retake power, they're coming after everybody.
So there's two things to keep in mind here. First of all, there's accountability for the corruption and the chaos that Donald Trump has unleashed on the American people from the very beginning of his presidency on January 20th, that should be tied directly to the Supreme Court and the 6 right-wing justices, who basically gave Donald Trump, without justification, blanket immunity. And he's been out of control ever since.
So that's just the first part. Gee, I wonder if he's going to come after people who helped Donald Trump.
So that's problem number one. Problem number two, of course, is the fact that there are so many different corrupt sycophants within the Trump administration, including but not limited to within the Department of Justice. Now, these people don't have immunity. And the reality is the statute of limitations is 5 years, and there will be accountability with the next administration, if not before, when Democrats take back control of the House of Representatives.
So, Rudy, do you think the president would be wise to just give everyone immunity who's worked for him?
He's going to have to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much for Abraham Lincoln talking about the better angels of our nature, Mike. And at the end of the Civil War, right, we remember that one of the reasons why Lincoln was having trouble with the radical Republicans, Ted Stevens and the others, is that he wanted to let them up easy. That was his phrase. But again, there's not that level of charity among the modern American left. It's gross. And I also just have to throw this out there, even though someone considered a non sequitur. I've never been a fan of Chuck Schumer, surprise, surprise. But in June 2024, he posted a photo of himself putting a slice of American cheese on a grill in a completely raw patty. And that's when he lost me forever. Disgusting.
Schumer was my senator for the 23 years, House and Senate. I lived in New York City.
I'm so sorry, bud.
Yeah. So I feel your pain, but you're right.
My senators are Cory Booker and Andy Kim, so
Well,
I deserve your sympathy.
tomorrow, I think you've got it. Tomorrow, I think at least Cory Booker finally settled down and found himself a nice girl. Sorry, it's so wrong for me to say. But tomorrow,
It is. No, that felt dirty.
I think Guy Shiraki is going to join us because there's a lot of noise coming out of the DNC about what they're planning to do to John Fetterman. And it's going to be very ugly. So we'll get to that. Plus, we hope you will join Matthew and I tomorrow. We'll break down what we think are the most ridiculous waste of government money. And I'll share them with you. Any closing thoughts, Matt, that you want to share with the people?
I'm shocked that many people wanted to call in today. I don't know what's wrong with you people. You couldn't find something else to do. But they were enamored.
Oh, Zioli's up next, but not only is Zioli 6 to 7, he's on Laura Ingraham tonight. Not on the show, people. He's on the show. He'll be on the Ingraham angle tonight, and I think it's Kaylee McEnany guest hosting. But
We knew him when. We knew him when.
What's that?
We knew him when.
Yes, we did. So Ziola
Yes.
6 to 7, and then he'll be on the Ingram angle tonight, and you better be watching, and you better be back tomorrow. Thank you, Matthew. I enjoyed it.
No, this was an absolute pleasure, my friend. Let's do it again.
You know how we end the show? Do you know how I end the show every time?
How we end the show? You end it however you choose.
Okay.
Age before beauty.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think it was a shot.
No.
Testudo, my friends. Testudo.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this.
Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets. Really? You can turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spread, total, player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet $5. And we're on your bets from now on. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey. T&Cs apply. In-app only.
What makes an SUV incredible? Is it up to 600 plus miles of range and class-leading interior space? Yeah, it's that, and so much more. The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Discover a legacy of excellence in the heart of Washington, D.C. At the Catholic University of America, where more than 130 years of graduate education meet innovation and purpose. Choose from over 100 graduate programs, including business, engineering, nursing, and public policy, all led by world-class faculty. Gain the skills, connections, and confidence to lead in your field. It's time to elevate your future. Learn more at catholic.edu/graduate.
You're a developer who wants to innovate. Instead, you're stuck fixing bottlenecks and fighting legacy code. MongoDB can help. It's a flexible, unified platform that's built for developers by developers. MongoDB is ACID compliant and enterprise ready with the capabilities you need to ship AI apps fast. That's why so many of the Fortune 500 trust MongoDB with their most critical workloads. Ready to think outside rows and columns? Start building at mongodb.com/build.
Buy low, sell high. It's always been the golden rule of investing. But retirement isn't about timing the market. It's about making sure that 100% of your money works 100% for you. And that's why smart retirees are choosing the exclusive crash-proof retirement system to grow and protect their nest eggs.
Paul Words. I started with crash-proof retirement in 2024. I've averaged about 12.5% over the last 2 years. The market may be high now, but it will go down at some point, and that's where the peace of mind comes in because my retirement is secure.
Kathleen Rocket, Limehorn, PA. With the crash-proof retirement system, we've gotten over 10% this year. The market can still go down, but I don't lose any of that money. We're living proof of it. It works.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at the William Penn Inn on February 17th, 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Home services can sound a lot like.
But what people don't hear is.
You have 47 new voicemails.
I don't think I can come in today. Then whatever paperwork until you fall asleep sounds like. Close enough. Jobber helps home service pros organize, automate, and grow their businesses. So you can do a lot more. Make more and do less. Start your free trial today at jobber.com.
WPHC, HD, WOGL, HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. Revolution will be broadcast. This is the next generation of talk. Now on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Rich Zioli.
The Democrats are trying to create chaos. That is the goal. The goal is chaos, to exhaust you. Why? Because they did this with the Summer of Love in 2020, and they think it's going to work again to help them win the midterms. I'll explain. Welcome to the show. Glad you're here. Let's go. You remember the Summer of Love, 2020, after George Floyd's death. and America seemed to be on fire. There was chaos everywhere. And people became exhausted watching the violence on television night after night. Democrats believe that's why they won in 2020. That and a lot of dead people voting, obviously. And their goal is to repeat this with midterms coming up. So here on the podcast today on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day, they're doing the opposite of what MLK talked about his entire life, which is peaceful, nonviolent demonstration. And you need to understand this is very organized and very deliberate. Why are they doing this? It all comes down to this. Axios had a piece. Trump's immigration erosion worries his team. There's a survey out, and I don't know how trustworthy any of these polls and surveys are. I really don't. On issues like this, I really don't. Because it's just a matter of time of, somebody calls up a house and they say, do you like the immigration crackdown? And the guy's like, no. He probably does, but he doesn't want to say that. And that's why it's very difficult to ever believe polls and surveys. And plus, I still think the data is wrong. I don't think they've ever figured it out. I don't think we'll really ever have accurate polling again in this country. Truly, I really don't. We can look at recent elections for that, like New Jersey, for example, where we thought it was within 1 point or 2 points, and it turns out it was a blowout. Polling is just a science that they can't figure out, which means it's not a science. It's just something that they just play with, like the weather. Like nobody saw all this storm coming this weekend, and now I'm out there shoveling black ice. And you can say that again, by the way, because now Trump's president, you don't have to worry about being politically incorrect. And you can say it, but just be careful because there's a lot of it out there. The chaos is orchestrated because they believe that this is hurting Trump. So what they want to do is they want to have as many confrontations with ICE agents as possible, go into people's houses of worship like they did yesterday. You saw that video by now, I'm sure. We'll play some clips for you. You go in, you disrupt, and you make it seem like America is on fire so that people will say, I've had it, I'm done, I'm exhausted, and either stay home for midterms or decide to vote Democrat for midterms, thinking that a change will bring calm. That is the goal. That is why they're doing what they're doing. Because they look back at 2020 and they go, oh, look, America was on fire. People were blowing up fast food restaurants and setting muffler and Molotov cocktails, and we won. No, they didn't. Not because of that. And we all know that. But they want to believe, at least, that this is how they'll achieve it. Please subscribe to the Rich Zeoli podcast. We're also streaming live today on X at Rich Zeoli. I appreciate you being here today. I really do. Now, they may have committed a major federal crime when they disrupted that house of worship, very similar to how the Biden Office of Civil Rights and the Justice Department went after people who were praying outside of abortion clinics. We'll get into that as the show goes on as well today. And Democrats refuse to acknowledge that men can't get pregnant. I'm not even joking with you. There's a story, again, in Axios about this. Dems' potential 2028 contenders cautious on trans rights. They don't want to come out and say men can't have babies. It is amazing that we're in this place. The chaos that you're seeing right now, it's not everywhere in America. It really isn't. I mean, most likely in your town, everything's fine. How you going about your day, going about your life, you're working, your kids may be out sledding, mine are out sledding right now, and maybe that's how your life is. But when you turn on the news, if you turn on the news, or of the millions of people that do, and what do they see? Chaos, calamity, America tearing itself apart. This is Trump's America. And that's the message that they want you to take. So that you say, I've done, I've had enough, I can't stand it anymore. Think about it. All these years, Democrats got along fine with ICE and Customs Enforcement. They were tough on the border. They sounded tough on the border anyway. Biden becomes president. They let everybody in, 5,000 people a day, streaming it over the border illegally. Now they're trying to get rid of those people, try to send them from whence they came, and many of them who are criminals who were wanted from prior times that they came into the United States of America. Suddenly now it is the civil rights issue of our time. But why? We're not talking about American citizens here, and we're not talking about people that are being targeted because of anything other than their legal immigration status. They're not being targeted because of the color of their skin. They're not being targeted because of hate. They're being targeted because they broke the law. I mean, think about that. And we have law enforcement that go after criminals every day in this country, every day. But in 2020, after George Floyd's death, the defund the police movement was politically stupid. It was stupid because most people you ask would say cops are a good thing. But it wasn't about that. It was about sowing chaos. And then money starts flowing and people get organized. Now, how do I know this is organized? Because as you're thinking to yourself, all right, Zioli, you're telling me it's organized. How do I know it's organized? Okay. I want to play this for you right now. This is a liberal woman. She is on her TikTok page is Ray Baby 28. Not to be confused with Ray Baby 27 or Ray Baby 29, because I know common mistake. So it's Ray Baby 28. For you guys who are single out there, she apparently posts a lot about her dating life as well. So guys, she's single. Let's start with cut one. Take a listen.
It's January 17th, and I'm coming out of Minneapolis right now with two small wins today. One, Jacob Lang, the leader of this little pro-ICE rally at downtown Minneapolis, didn't go so well for him today. Small numbers, they kept getting cornered in downtown, and then a very friendly Minnesotan gave him a nice super soaking, drenching him head to toe in water, including his little cotton gloves and cotton hat. For reference, it's 13 degrees here in Minneapolis today. He got so cold, he began asking Minnesotans for help, which of course they did not give him. Last I heard, the Minneapolis Police Department was pursuing him in his red Ford Dart somewhere in South Minneapolis. This leads me to my next small win. Today in South Minneapolis at the Arco gas station on Lake Street, a convoy of 4 vehicles filled with ICE agents pulled up on a man pumping gas and arrested him, threw him in the back of one of the vehicles to abduct him when we got the call for this ICE sighting. Within minutes, we had 20 to 30 observers on foot and in vehicle, myself included. I posted a video on my page where we showed up and we overwhelmed these ICE agents so much that they let this detainee go. Now, my video does not include this detainee's face or his vehicle as a means to protect him further, but it's working, you guys. It's working, and I know that dozens of arrests are happening in the metro area every day, but dozens more would be happening if it wasn't for the organized way that my community is showing up to stop these ICE agents, and we're scaring them. They are scaring us, but we are scaring them right back. We have to keep going. It is working.
Okay, so we organized our group, our community. They're organized here. And just to show you how organized they are, she actually now goes out and they follow a bunch of ICE agents. And there's radios involved too. There's radios involved, and this is a clip from the gas station. This is Ray Baby 28 again, not to be confused with Ray Baby 33 or 34. And this is her at the gas station following ICE agents. I want you to pay attention now to the walkie-talkies that are involved, the communications program that's involved here, all the aspects of this. Take a watch.
We're following. Please thank you. We're following. Thank you. I'm getting yelled at officer to not follow him. The license plate it's a Ford Escape E as an Echo Yankee uniform 2196. Here, the Michigan plate Echo Yankee uniform 2196. ICE agent threatened me with mace and told me not to follow him. Good deal. They're westbound on Lake. They just got out of the Arco parking lot.
Now, walkie-talkies, disengage, they're transmitting the license plate information, all of this is happening. This is a very organized effort here. This isn't just a couple people coming out of their house and saying, let's go hold up some handmade signs and let's do this. They are looking for confrontation. Now, why the woman on the other end of the walkie-talkie said disengage, please, I don't know the answer to that, but in many cases, they're obviously not disengaging. This is the winter of the white liberal woman's discontent. That's what we're dealing with right now. White liberal women who are very, very unhappy, and they are very engaged and very motivated and very organized here. And they're leading the charge here. Now, it's not just them. There's also white beta males who are also doing this too, but understand why they're doing this. They're doing this because they think politically it's going to help them. They want the chaos. They want the confrontation. That's what they're looking for. And this is very organized. At some point, we got to follow the money and figure out where it's all coming from. That would be enormously helpful. Now, Democrats are seizing on this point, and they're trying to drive a wedge here. So we've got that Axios piece where they say Republicans are divided over Trump's immigration policies. The more that the chaos is shown on the evening news, the more that people hear about this stuff and the more these videos go viral, more people are likely to say, ooh, I don't think something's working here. We got to stop. And you know the Trump administration's not going to stop. Or should they stop, by the way, because they are enforcing the law, and that's what they said they would do. Remember, he ran on this. It wasn't like Donald Trump ran for president and said, if I get in there, I'm giving amnesty to everybody. Puts his hand on the Bible and then turns around and goes, suckers, we're going after. We're going to start deporting people. You losers believed me? Oh, hell no. No. He ran on this issue and won every swing state, the popular vote, and the electoral college vote. Obviously, America knew what he was going to do, and they voted for it. Now, that truth and transparency in politics is rare in America. I understand that, but he's actually doing what he said he would do. Donald Trump is doing what he said he would do on the campaign trail. I think maybe we're just not used to that in America. It's like, wait a minute, the guy's actually, like he wasn't just BSing us, he's really doing it? Wow, this is a rare, but that's who Trump is. So he's not going to disengage. People know that. They see the chaos. They read stories like the one in Axios, and they go, I don't know, maybe we got to change our tune here. Maybe we got to change our ways. They get skittish. They're hoping that Republicans will break away from the president on this issue. More chaos, more doubt, more seats of division, and then the Democrats can win the midterms. And then if the Democrats do win the midterms, what will happen is they'll start going after everybody. They'll cut off the funding for ICE. Just like defund the police was something they actually, well, that was a movement, but they couldn't really do anything about that because police are funded locally. ICE is funded federally. So they could, in fact, cut off federal funds to ICE. I do not think that would be popular. I do not think that'd be wise to do. But then again, I'm not a crazy Democrat voter. I'm not somebody who, and you might be a Democrat who's not a crazy Democrat. I'm talking about the people in the base. I'm talking about the people that kind of like Ray Baby 28, for example. I'm talking about those voters. That's what they're expecting when they hear Democrat candidates in the primaries. They're expecting them to come out there and say, well, like what Eric Swalwell is saying here, as he runs now for governor of California, I think, or senator, or I don't know what the hell he's running for, whatever he's running for. But Swalwell is saying exactly what I'm talking about here. Why? Because he's got a primary he's got to win, and this is what the base wants to hear. Take a watch.
They're going to lose their immunity. They're not going to be able to drive. I will take your driver's license. Good luck with that. Also, I will direct law enforcement to use every power to prosecute them for battery, false imprisonment, and murder. You know me. I'm not shy. Over the last 10 years, I've worked on the Russia investigation with Adam Schiff. I helped lead the second impeachment as a manager. I've got the only lawsuit that has survived this new presidency. It's me and the January 6th officers. I'm not naive about who he is. There's only one side of the ball to be on behalf of Californians when it comes to ICE, and it's on.
See? That's the message that the Democrat primary voters want to hear. That's a poll-tested message. They work that out, and that's what the base wants if you're going to win the primary. This is the big story of the hour. It's brought to you by our buddy Dr. Mike Veneria Dental, 2 locations in Syracuse, Cinnaminson, and Woodbury. He's the man, and I think the world of the guy. He's given me a beautiful smile, my family a beautiful smile, and he'll give you the smile you deserve as well. VeneriaDental.com. And then you get stuff, I mean, you have what happened with the church, where Don Lemon decided to stop chasing planes that disappear into black holes and turn around and actually confront people in church. So he and a bunch of protesters went into a church yesterday in Minneapolis and decided to disrupt the sermon. People were very upset by this. Naturally, they were very upset by this because these people were just minding their own business, going to church on a Sunday. They don't want politics to be brought into this. They're looking for a way to bond with their family and worship, and they don't want this. And yet, that's exactly what happened. They all showed up. Here's Don Lemon with the pastor, who basically tells him, like, get out of here. They said this pastor was working with ICE. Whether he was or wasn't is not the point. This is his church. This is his flock. He's there doing his job. And Don Lemon and a bunch of protesters show up and decide we're going to disrupt everything. That's fine.
What do you think of it? I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship. So,
I have to take care of my law because listen, we live in there's a constitution, the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest. We're here to worship. We're here to worship Jesus because that's the hope of these cities. That's the hope of the world is Jesus Christ. I'm not here to say, please don't push me. We're here to worship Jesus. That's why we're here. Okay? That's why we're here. That's what we're about. We think Jesus would be understanding, and we're about love these folks. We're about spreading the love of Jesus, but you're just trying to talk to them as an only one that's willing to talk. Okay, I have to take care of my church and my family, so I ask that you actually would also be. You don't want us to. Let's be here to worship. Let's be here to worship. I'm always worship. I'm a Christian. We're here to worship. We're here to worship. Okay, thank you very much.
He's being very nice, but inside his mind, the pastor said, "Hey, would you get the F out, Don Lemon?" And also, you got to realize something too. Tim Walz warned people that on Christmas Eve, ICE would start showing up at your houses of worship. So in many ways, Tim Walz's warning was correct in bizarro world where the opposite happens, where instead of ICE showing up at Mass, protesters protesting ICE show up at Mass. Here's the quote. Take a listen.
So I would fully expect, and we are preparing for, an influx of more agents, more of the very visible public theatrics of the raids, of the harassments, and you got fake leaders here.
Those are public.
I did not put it past this administration to target midnight mass services amongst folks going to worship, because that's who they are.
Now we have organized lunatics who are targeting people at worship because that's who they are. That's right, Gov. That's who they are. And I'm just pointing that out. Oh, but you know who else they are? They're dudes who stand on their lawn with a gun. I'm going to play this clip in just a second, but I want to let you know it is that time now for our friends at Tri-County Auto time. January deals are now at Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, where it's the Start Something New sales event. Right now, you can lease a new 2026 Ram 1500 Bighorn for $499 a month for 39 months, or get 0% financing for 60 months. If you want to go Jeep, baby, and there's beautiful Jeeps in Tri-County, 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitude or 2026 Jeep Wrangler Sport Willys. I drive a Jeep Wrangler, just $389 a month for 39 months. I love driving Jeeps. I love taking the top off. I know it's cold right now and you can't even imagine that, but at some point, I'm actually also going to get my permit so that I can bring my Jeep on the beach this year, because what could possibly go wrong when I drive my Jeep on the beach? With my great automotive skills, you can only imagine. By the way, the beautiful thing about Tri-County is they take great care of you. There's never any pressure. And it's also Toyota Truck Month, where you can lease amazing trucks, get great deals on financing. And they're right off 422 in Limerick, easy to get to from Exton, King of Prussia, everywhere. All right, so check them out online at tricounty.com. And thank Brian Krieger for his great support of the show, his wife Cheryl. They still back us 100%. They are official car sponsor. Show them some love, tricounty.com. Now, I want to thank the Zeoli Army because over the weekend we rallied and said, hey, listen, we got to get to 1,000 subscribers on the Rich Zeoli Show YouTube page. Different from the YouTube page on the radio station and the 1210 WPHT. I said, can we please do that? Could you please do that for me? They rallied, they got it done. Amazing. Most loyal audience in radio history. I really appreciate it. Well, yes, thank you, Jared. Golf clap all around. Well done. We hit the mark, which means, I don't know exactly what it means. I got a QR code. I got that going for me, which is nice.
Seems huge.
I think it's huge. But I mean, this audience is amazing. They stepped up. They said, "We'll get it done." They got it done. I don't know how many those accounts are from Daisies or not. I hit that 1,000. I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't think YouTube has a police force, but if they did,
well, I mean, I don't want to know how many Twitter followers are real. I'm sure.
I don't want to know either.
I like the numbers. It's a vanity play. It feels great.
Exactly. Yeah. Now we got to get to what 4,000 hours of watch time, right?
I don't think you're far off. I think aren't we there nearly?
I think we're close.
Yeah.
If not, I'm gonna have a bunch of monkeys watching, like in the new Superman movie when they got the outrage monkeys.
Yes.
On social media. Yeah. By the way, Evil Jared was at Comic-Con this weekend. We're talking about that. He talked to one of the actors who was from the new Superman movie. So you did. I know. And by the way, lovely new office you have behind you and in the setting. Very, very, very masculine.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my wife designed it with me in mind of kicking her out when she put this all together.
You did that to upgrade so that our internet would be solid and working, but you left the pink pillow behind you.
I don't think there was as much time in the redecoration as you might be getting the credit for.
Maybe like a take from my cold dead hand side, or a don't tread on me flag, or one of your libertarian, kind of things. All right.
I'm missing some parts, so.
I think she should be very sad if she learned that, yeah. But anyway, sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I appreciate it. So this dude's standing on his lawn with a gun, and he's just hanging out waiting for ICE to confront him. The crazy thing about this is that when this stuff happened during the Summer of Love, and the media would go crazy about guys on their lawn holding guns, protecting themselves from rioters. They're like, oh, all these people are a bunch of white racists, white supremacists looking to engage, looking for fights. This guy's on his lawn holding a loaded gun. I presume it's loaded. I don't know. I mean, maybe Tim Waltz taught him how to load a gun, in which case the only thing it's loaded are his family jewels from the pressure of that gun being placed on
This
them.
piece too is supposed to get a sticker up top.
Watch and listen. No, you're just standing out there.
This is my block, this is my area. I don't go to other people's neighborhoods and try and intimidate them. I protect my people.
Are you gonna get your name?
No, I'm okay with that. Our neighborhood's showing up.
You guys have a lot of people out here, right?
At least 30 or more.
Yeah.
40 or 50.
That's pretty good.
Now he's got a weapon of war, as the left describes it. He's holding a weapon of war, and he's there to intimidate ICE agents from showing up. That's what he's doing. And clearly he's not there for the free Ozempic shots, if you can tell from the video that he's watching. But if Don Lemon did bring him donuts, he would be very, very happy, because Don Lemon was bringing donuts.
This piece is supposed to get a sticker.
So that tubby guy, I want to be polite. I don't want to say he's fat. He's tough, look at him. So, and that puffy coat, man.
Yeah, he's warm. He's warm without the coat. He was built for that winter.
Yeah, he doesn't even need that hat. I mean, that guy's he's like a polar bear, basically. He loves this. When the camera came off, he started running through the snow naked. He's like, I'm free, finally, free at last.
It's that tough Minnesota stock there.
Now, Don Lemon tried to explain himself, but he's just a journalist doing what he's doing by interrupting mass and making people very uncomfortable and very upset. This is what he said as he was talking about this. I'm just a journalist. This happened after the word came out that the Justice Department was going to look into these protesters, and Don Lemon as well, for disrupting people during their worship.
Another sticker piece. I'm not doing it.
Several civil rights violations if you're targeting people based on their faith. And this is how Don Lemon suddenly did a 180 and tried to explain to everybody he's just a journalist. He's not actively part of any protest. Take a watch.
The MAGA administration and the fake news MAGAs are losing their mind over something that's not even true. So let me just make it clear. The Assistant Attorney General of the
Harvey Dillon.
So,
yeah, whatever.
I have no affiliations with that organization. I didn't even know they were going to this church until we followed them there. We were there chronicling protests. Once the protest started in the church, we did an act of journalism, which was put on it and talk to the people who were involved, which included the pastor, members of the church, and members of the organization. That's it. It's called journalism. The First Amendment, all that stuff. For all you people who believe in the First Amendment, absolutely. There you go. So let me talk to the actual person who is in charge.
This is supposed to get a sticker.
His idea was to have the protest at the church before we start blaming me for stuff for which you have no idea.
Why don't you do some journalism? I got a great idea for Don Lemon, besides getting a job. Why don't you do some journalism and actually find out where the money's coming from for all these protests and the organization? Talk to the head of the organization. We don't love to know just how organized all of this is Because I have a feeling it's more than just a few people who are sending each other text messages based on everything we've talked about today here on the Rich Zeoli podcast, which I hope you please subscribe to on all the major podcast platforms. Remember, you have to subscribe separate from the 1210 WPHT page. So please take a second to like this YouTube page and subscribe to it so that you can make sure that you're helping the cause, the Zeoli Army. I appreciate it very, very much. And just to kind of put a point on this, kind of wrap a bow on it, as we say, when I tell you that this is all about electoral politics, tomorrow in New Jersey, there'll be a new governor inaugurated. Now, good riddance to King Philip the Unaccountable. His reign of terror is over. However, I do think that as His Royal Ruggedness King Philip the Unaccountable departs New Jersey and Mikey Sherrill takes over, things are going to be even worse. Because Mikey Sherrill cares about one thing, and that's running for President of the United States. Now, I live in New Jersey. I haven't seen any protests. I haven't seen any ICE raids, major ICE raids. I mean, they've gone in and got people. Like, for example, before I play that clip, some of these ICE protesters, they're coming up against these ICE agents, and one of the ICE agents says, listen, we're here today to arrest this particular kind of criminal. Don't you want this person off the streets? Cut 3.
We're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys are out here honking.
No, we're pressing.
That vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigation.
This is supposed to get a sticker.
A child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting. Insane.
Insane is right. Because you don't want child sex offenders out there on the streets. Also, Jared, I'm no expert on ethnicity. That man did not appear to be white. I don't know. He might have been in the category of Hispanic or Latino, perhaps. Is that possible? You know when they make you check that at the doctor's office? Just saying, very possible. Here is the governor-elect of New Jersey. Her reign of terror starts tomorrow. Mikey Sherrill with eyes on the prize of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. That's it.
What do you make of what's happening with ICE in Minneapolis?
The president said he was going to use our American cities for practice for troops. He's now put a deployment order out in Alaska to potentially put them on the streets. I think he is trying to incite the protesters. Somebody asked me yesterday, haven't the protests been peaceful? I said the protesters have been peaceful, but ICE hasn't been. They're assaulting people on the street. They're busting through windows and cars. People are driving their kids home from basketball practice, getting tear gas.
All right, I am missing pieces.
Killed by these out of control proto-military agents. And I think the president's trying to incite the protesters so that he can take America's eyes off the fact that his militia that he's building around this country is actually attacking American citizens.
That's the governor-elect of New Jersey. Her term starts tomorrow. And first of all, I don't even know why she's on with Jonathan Karl on ABC This Week or where the unbiased journalist George Stephanopoulos was yesterday. Well, I mean, we don't want people confusing with the George Stephanopoulos who worked for Bill Clinton, Jared, because obviously that guy would never get a job as the chief political guy on ABC News because they're unbiased, right?
Yeah, outrageous.
Right. So I just wanted to add
All right, well, this is where we're at. I got one seat.
No relation to the George Stephanopoulos that ran
Steering wheel.
and threatened journalists to never work in this town again.
Minus the stickers. So.
Rape, sexual assault, just plain old having a good time. But I digress. Mikey Sherrill should have said, John, listen, it's great to be here, but I'm concerned about New Jersey.
Oops.
We haven't had that.
I am wrong. I found it. It fell on the floor. Okay.
Her eyes are already on the prize for 2028. So let's think about some of the other candidates whose eyes are on the prize for 2028 and whether or not they can say a man cannot get pregnant. Before I do that, I want to remind you this is a new time, new year, 2026. Never been a better time to invest in your smile than right now. If 2026 is the year you want healthier teeth, greater confidence, and care you can trust, please make your appointment to see my buddy Dr. Mike Veneria at veneriadental.com. So it's all about reputation, right? Jared is putting his reputation on the line with this show, hoping it's a big success, because it's going to reflect on him if it's not. And the Zeoli Army is putting their reputation on the line, helping us reach 1,000 YouTube viewers in just a week, so that we can make sure the show's a hit, because it's all about saying, I'm part of the team. Well, other dentists send their patients to Dr. Mike Veneria for the really complex procedures. That should tell you everything you need to know. They're putting their reputation on the line for Dr. Mike Veneria, and he delivers every time. Exceptional, customized dental care. Get a free implant consultation with Dr. Mike Veneria by going to veneriadental.com, VANARIA, veneriadental.com. He's my entire family's dentist. Mom is the only discoverer for our family, and you will have a wonderful experience. Great people in the office, great music playing, and just an all-around great guy, great conversationalist. So please, make your appointment today and give yourself the gift of a beautiful smile for 2026. Dr. Mike Veneria, my buddy, my friend, and the master of dental implants.
Kaling Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
Will you commit to doing the bike ride with us in July? Well, I sold my bike about 2 years ago. I don't have a bike. Howard, we already have a bike lined up for you. Wayne Bonfiglio from FOP Lodge 56. 56. What's happening, Wayne?
Give me a couple of weeks. We'll see if we can only pay one.
Very good. Thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne.
You got it.
Love you, Wayne. There it is.
See you in July.
The great Wayne Bonfiglio. Family's guy in the back.
Start your day with Kaling Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
All right.
Very cold overnight, down to around 15. Mostly clear though. Tomorrow, sunshine, high 25. Partly cloudy on Wednesday with a high of 38. And then it's much warmer by Thursday with a high of 51, partly cloudy. 39 on Friday, and we'll be in the teens this weekend.
Now back to the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
This is Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
And you're listening to the Rich Zeoli Show here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. So great to have you. Please subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, Rich Zeoli Show. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. So what you have to realize right now is that Axios did a story about this. Holly Otterbein, who used to write for the Philadelphia Inquirer years ago and now writes politics over at Axios. Dems potential 2028 contenders are cautious on trans rights. Why it matters. Republicans already are promising to air 2028 campaign ads lasting
All right.
over the party's support for trans rights.
11 is done.
As polls show a majority of Americans favoring the GOP
All right,
side.
so we have the seats in.
First of all, it's not just a majority, it's an
Have the dash, steering.
majority favoring the Republican
Of course, they
side.
require stickers, and I'm not putting them on, and we had 3 pieces left over. All right, but I'm going to stop it here. And
Last week, California Governor Gavin Newsom stumbled.
probably pick up
Stumbled when conservative
next weekend.
Shapiro pressed him on the topic on Newsom's podcast.
All right, so everybody have a good day. Thank you. Take care. And questions, comments, leave them below.
Was Newsom's reply. The uncomfortable moment for Newsom, a longtime advocate, blah, blah, blah.